What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and show where I, Graham Jason Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the Generation Now edition of Table for Three, featuring Queen Zelina, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. I would assume this was taped over WrestleMania weekend, and I know that aired just recently. I think either around SummerSlam weekend or like in August at some point. I think it actually aired right before Clash of the Castle, if I'm not mistaken. But this was filmed definitely either before Mania or around Mania time. Rhea still has short blonde hair, and she dyed her hair black soon after Mania to turn heel and join Edge in the Judgment Day, and that was in early May. So it's been a while since this was taped, but it was a good episode though. Queen Zelina starts out the episode, and first of all, we haven't seen Zelina on Raw in many months. I believe she's still hurt. I know her husband, Malachi Black, just actually left AEW, so maybe her absence can be attributed to that, but I'm pretty sure she's injured, so that's probably why we haven't seen her on Raw in quite some time. But anyway, she starts off the episode speaking with the accent that she's been doing since she started doing the whole Queen Zelina gimmick, and it's not good, but, you know, she did it quickly, and then she dropped it, which was good. Bianca explains her hand gesture when she comes out to the ring, and I can't do it over audio, but that whole thing she does with her wrists, and she kind of like, not flops them, it's hard to explain, but she said she actually started doing that because when she started performing in NXT, she didn't know what to do with her hands when she came out for her entrance, so it stuck, and she continued to do it, which was interesting. I did not know that. Bianca and Rhea recall meeting each other, actually, in Sarah Amato's class, probably way back when in 2017. Bianca's been in NXT for a very long time, was with WWE, has been with WWE for a very long time. She signed in 2016. I forgot when Rhea signed, but both of them were involved in the Mae Young Classic the following year. And as soon as Bianca saw Rhea, she wanted to work with her. She knew she could make magic with her in the ring. And they have. They've had a lot of very good matches over the years, and I'm sure we'll see more of Bianca versus Rhea in the years to come on the main roster. They recall War Games, working with each other there, having great chemistry in that match. That was the War Games event over Survivor Series 2019 weekend. And Rhea, I guess, always wants to do something crazy. All three of them do, but Rhea more so than Zelina and Bianca, and she'll just do it anyway, I guess. Zelina said that she always wanted to spend more time with those ladies, specifically Rhea and Bianca, in NXT. Because when she came into NXT and she wrestled a couple of enhancement matches in 2015, 2016. I think she signed in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. That was when she was paired on TV with Andrade. And she wanted to do more with those women because at first she was just the manager, so she kind of went around from class to class, and she was called up within like a year to the main roster with Andrade. Belair was always impressed by Zelina's mic skills, and she always excelled in that managerial role. I honestly think that's where she does her best work. She's done fine with the whole Queen Zelina thing and teaming with Carmella. I think she would just be better off being a manager again for someone, in my opinion, but whatever. As far as what their favorite moments have been in their careers, Rhea throws the question out there. Zelina's obviously is not actually becoming Women's Tag Team Champion, which I thought she might say. It was obviously had to have been becoming Queen of the Ring or Queen of... Not King of the Ring, it was Queen's Crown Tournament or whatever, winning the whole tournament in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel last year. For her, it didn't feel real. And you have to remember how cool a moment that must have been for her, because she had been primarily an enhancement talent up to that point on Raw and SmackDown. So to go from doing nothing, being fired in late 2020 for the whole Twitch thing, then being brought back, and then winning the Queen's Crown Tournament, it must have been a really cool moment for her. Rhea's favorites were obviously winning the NXT UK and NXT Women's Championships. Interestingly, she did not mention winning the Raw Women's Championship, and I'm not exactly sure why, because that was a cool moment. She had the live entrance. She was at WrestleMania. She beat Asuka. The match was good. It was a very good match with her and Asuka. Maybe because it wasn't the focal point of that show. I don't know. But that was a pretty cool moment for her. But anyway, her favorite moments were winning the NXT UK title and the NXT Women's title in 2019. Belair talks about knowing nothing about wrestling prior to coming to WWE, and she credits Triple H and Shawn Michaels for being really helpful with that process. But her first real moment, and they automatically just assume Rhea and Zelina do, is being at WrestleMania. Now, maybe she did mention headlining WrestleMania, and they show clips of that. They didn't here. They actually, or maybe they wouldn't cut showing the clips, but maybe she did talk about it and they cut it from the episode because Sasha, at this point when this aired, and also currently as we speak right now, is not in WWE. So maybe they've done this whole thing with her before where she can't mention Sasha's name, which is incredibly fucking dumb. Or maybe she thinks that she can. I don't know. That was back when Vince was in charge. Maybe it's different now. I don't know. But either way, they don't talk about that, but rather her being in the Mae Young Classic, that first quarterfinal match with Kairi Sane of all people, actually. I think it was a quarterfinal match or a first round match, whatever. It was a great match. You're really impressed, and she was really emotional after her performance, feeling like she had a purpose and that she belonged. Her second moment was winning the Women's Royal Rumble in 2021, despite there being no fans for that. It really felt like the moment had sunk in for her, knowing that she was going to WrestleMania to wrestle for a championship, which was really cool for her. Zelina talks about watching that from home and being really happy to see them both succeed. That was during the point where she was gone from the company. She was fired in November of 2020 and then came back in July of 2021. So she watched that one from home. She loved being a part of NXT. All three of them did, especially that gold brand period of the show. From, when they were there from 2016 to 2019, 2020, whatever, 2021. Bianca feels like they are these three women among, Liv and Carmella, people like that. Maybe not Carmella, she's been here for a long time on the main roster, but, Belair feels that these three specifically are the next generation of women coming through. And I know Raquel was also included in that one point. I'm surprised she wasn't in that spot over Zelina, but maybe she was busy or just couldn't make the episode taping or whatever. Or they're just closer friends with Zelina, which I find hard to believe. I did not know that Rhea and Zelina and Bianca were such good friends. I knew Bianca and Rhea were close. I didn't know Zelina kind of fell into that category, but it was cool she was included here. But anyway, Bianca, as they close down here, as they close out the episode, she talks about how she was there when Zelina got news of her call-up to the main roster and how emotional both of them were to know she was going up, which was awesome. And Bianca talks about how she had her first match on Raw and her first match on SmackDown, both with Zelina Vega, which is pretty cool. And Zelina was always happy to put her over and help her shine. And Zelina closes out the episode, bringing back the accent, saying that I want a championship next, and I might challenge one of you two for your title. So again, I don't know when this was filmed, because going into WrestleMania, Zelina was Women's Tag Team Champion. Unless she means the singles titles. I mean, Rhea hasn't been champion in quite a while. Bianca was Raw Women's Champion coming out of WrestleMania, so I'm not exactly sure what she's talking about. But that was Table for Three in a nutshell. Queen Zelina, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley on the Generation Now episode. Good stuff. I enjoyed the Table for 5 one more, the Bone Street Crew episode, but this was good, especially if you're a big proponent of women's wrestling and you enjoy all three women. You will enjoy this episode. You don't really learn anything new. They don't share a lot of stories or anything, but it was a quick 18-minute episode. I liked it for what it was, and it gets a thumbs up from me personally. So check it out right now on Peacock. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more content here on the channel. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.